Hi everyone, it's LaShonda from Labors of Love with another Therapy Thursday video. Today I want to talk about relational renegotiation. I have talked about negotiating relationship in a previous Therapy Thursday video, but today I really want to bring it in and hone in this topic specific to the time we find ourselves. Right now, as this video is being recorded, we're in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, and we're right on the cusp of many states making determinations about what it looks like to kind of open up our society and our cities to what they're considering non-essential business. And I think there are many things that have been taking place over the last couple of months during this pandemic that have required people to shift how they think, to shift how they behave, and to shift how they are in relationship with other people. And we've thought about this. This encompasses children learning from home virtually and caregivers and parents being responsible for their children's education in a way that they weren't before. This has changed how people have engaged with healthcare providers. This has changed how we get food and how we consume products in the world. And so a lot has changed and shifted. And I want to specifically talk about how this time can be used to advance and improve our relationships. What has a tendency to happen in relationships is we fall into patterns and cycles of engagement based on what has worked in the past, or maybe even if it doesn't work, it has been familiar, or maybe it's provided a level of safety. And so we fall into patterns and we repeat them. When one person, or maybe both, but when one person in the relationship gets tired of it functioning that way, sometimes that person will alter how they are engaging with the other person. The missing piece is very often the person who's changed how they engage hasn't communicated to the person they're in a relationship with why the change has happened. When that happens, the other person is left trying to figure out why the change has happened, and they make up a story. That's because that's what our brains do. It makes up stories. So that person begins to engage with the story their brain has made up instead of what actually is happening. So what I want to offer are 3 steps, if you will, that I'm encouraging people to take in order to kind of renegotiate their relationships. The first is to truly sit down and identify your needs in the relationship that you're looking at. Whether you are talking about a romantic partner, your children, your supervisor, doesn't matter. Looking at that relationship, having an honest moment about what are my needs in this relationship. Not just what do I need from the other person, but also what do I need to contribute in order for this relationship to work the way I need it to work. Once we've identified the needs in the relationship, we need to communicate those needs. By having honest conversations with the people we're in relationship with to let them know what we need from the relationship and how they can contribute, what we can contribute in order for their needs to be met. So this is not a one-way conversation. Both people are coming together to say, this is what I need from this relationship. And the third step is to collaborate on meeting those needs. This means that both people have an invested interest in the relationship because their needs will be met and they have ways of contributing so the other person's needs can be met, but you're doing it together. A lot of times the deterioration of relationships happen when there's no clear understanding of the needs of both parties, and when one or more party is changing how they engage in order to meet their needs without communicating that to the other person. So my hope is just with these 3 things, being honest and identifying your needs in a relationship and what you can contribute, communicating the needs for both parties, and then collaborating on how to meet those, then we can come out the other side of this life-altering experience of pandemic with some relationships not only intact, but better than they were before because we've been intentional about preserving the relationships through their needs and collaboration. If you struggle with this, if you need help identifying your needs for a relationship or help with collaborating, Labors of Love would love to walk alongside you on that journey. You can reach us at www.thelaborsoflove.com. We're on all the major social media outlets. We have our YouTube channel where videos like this and others are posted. And don't forget our podcast, the Labors of Love podcast, that comes out every Tuesday everywhere you listen to podcasts. Until we connect again, be well.